I sure wasn't nervous. How we all doing tonight? We all good? Nice. Got some werewolves in the audience, I guess. Oh, it's so lovely to be here. Just want to give a shout out to a few of my dear friends out in the audience. Elliot, my man right there. Give it a round for him. Grown-ass Bobby Hill. Dang! Oh my God! Oh, sorry. I don't know if that was funny. Oh man, we got Eddie Allen in the building. Eddie Allen's here. At least until Batman smashes in through the roof and drags him back to Arkham. Oh shit. Brad, Todd, Joe, Brian, my clean comic dear friends. Poop. Butts. That's weird. It normally makes them cry when I say that. Alright, let's see who else do I want to say hi to. What up at the bar there, Allie Winehouse? Oh, I liked your poems. Yeah. I like that stream of semi-consciousness type of stuff. Okay. I'll just get right into it then, I guess, shall we? I'm not real good at this. I'm not real charismatic, as I don't know if you could tell by the fact that I awkwardly tried to say hi to a few people and failed. I'm a fairly shy person by nature, but I feel like shy people, we're a proud and noble people in our own quiet and off to the side type of way. And all you aggressive type A personalities out there, you can't use the word shy, I don't think. I think that's going to be our word. I think you can call us awkward Americans. And I mean, we're a proud people, as I said, but we're also at a bit of a disadvantage in this country because contrary to popular wisdom, good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who rush to the front of the line and harass the manager for 45 minutes. So I think in this era of love and tolerance and well-intentioned but poorly thought-out government programs, that maybe the awkward American deserves a leg up in this great country of ours. Nothing major, just a few minor social programs, like maybe a few state-run seminars on how to make eye contact with people that are pretty. Maybe a special discount rate on our dating site registration fees. Maybe some kind of food stamp program we could turn in on boxes of tissues and bottles of hand lotion. Because I cry so much from being lonely that my face gets chapped. And then I have to beat my dick until I feel better. Fuck you, that's funny. Now I know who's not listening. I don't do well with the ladies, but I also kind of don't care. My attitude towards women is a lot like my attitude towards cats. As long as I can watch videos of them on the internet, I really don't care that I don't have one in my lap. I have bad luck with relationships, so I've kind of sworn off them. I'm not really into the one-night stands either. That's never really worked out well for me. For me, one-night stands are a lot like Michael Bay's movies. Like, sure, the last 5 have been bitter disappointments, but this one looks promising. But then you realize after 45 minutes of the same boring dialogue and mediocre action that the only thing left to do is just run the clock out, wait till you can get outside and smoke a cigarette. Oh, wow, this is going spectacular. So speaking of movies, I grew up on Disney movies, and that probably explains why I've had so much trouble in my life. There's not a lot of positive male role models to be found in Disney movies. I mean, like, the prince from The Little Mermaid fell off a boat and then spent the rest of the movie being completely oblivious to body language. The Beast from Beauty and the Beast was a 9-foot-tall Spider-Man villain-looking motherfucker. And he was about to be killed by a magic flower, and the only thing that saved him is the fact that nerdy girls have really low standards. The prince from Snow White was a date rapist. The prince from Sleeping Beauty was a really determined date rapist. The only role model I've ever found in a Disney movie is Buzz Lightyear, and I have a deep connection with Buzz Lightyear because Buzz Lightyear was someone who knew beyond any doubt what his place in this universe was. He knew what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. Sure, he was wrong, And it took a serious injury to disabuse him of his illusions. But at least he believed it. And as an amateur comedian, that's something that always really resonated with me. Because this is a fucking delusion. Wishing wells, there's a business model, huh? Throw all your change in this hole and all your dreams will come true. Why wouldn't you? I wish I'd thought of that shit. I wouldn't be up here, I'd be swimming around like Scrooge McDuck. DuckTales. Ooh! I wonder how long this microphone cord. No, I'm not shitting you, by the way, person, whoever said that. Woo! Yeah! Yeah, you win the fucking competition. Yeah! Woo! Chill the fuck out. This mic cord's long enough for me to stand right next to you while I do the rest of my set. You think it's awkward right now? What are you gonna Wishing wells. Might as well throw your change in there. It's not like you're gonna give it to homeless people, right? See, I grew up in the woods. I didn't run into homeless people until I was much, much older. I grew up around deer. And I feel like the thought process for the two groups is very, very similar at its core. It's like the first time you see one, you're like, oh my God, you're kind of captivated by the majesty and the grandeur of this mysterious creature. You want to follow it around and see what it does. But then, the 150th time that one of them jumps out in front of your car, you're like, maybe I won't even hit the brakes this time. See if I can set some sort of distance record. Speaking of things that start with wishing and end with vehicular homicide, I can't be the only person in the room that wants to push Guy Fieri into oncoming traffic. I hate that son of a bitch. I do. I hate his bowling shirt. I hate his frosted tips. It's like, look, dude, everybody likes Smash Mouth. We get it. But it's 2015 now. If you're really still trying to bang high school girls, dress yourself like Justin Bieber. Woo! Somewhere on the spectrum of bi-curious hipster chick to full-on lesbian. I don't really like celebrity chefs. I don't like Guy Fieri for the reasons I just discussed. I have a gut reaction to him. It just fills me with revulsion. I don't like Paula Deen, that bloated racist. I hated Paula Deen before she turned into Driving Miss Gravy. For those of you who forgot, because that joke was topical when I wrote it, which was some time ago, Paula Deen got in a lot of hot water for making racially insensitive comments, and it culminated in a civil suit, which ended, I don't know, I don't do research. But I always thought that, while we had the fat bitch in court, maybe we could try and bring her up on some attempted manslaughter charges, because that food is really, really terrible for you. It's so bad I get chest pains just flipping through her channels and passing her show. Rachel Ray I like, kinda. I mean, I have a deep appreciation for cleavage. But I feel like it's kind of misplaced on a cooking show, because you're trying to cook along and there's knives and fire. That's not the place for titties. If you're gonna combine knives and titties and fire, you better be in a fucking 80s metal video. Just how I've always thought about it. I recently started a job. I work at like a sandwich shop, and I live with my parents, so I'm basically a less successful version of SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah! I'm louder than you! Thanks to technology! Sit down! Drunkopotamus. So yeah, I'm broke now. It's great, I have a job, I have an income, so now I get to be broke. I spend a little while having no money, and that's a whole different ballgame than broke. Broke is hoping your date orders a salad. And no money is I just paid my cell phone bill, and I just smoked my last cigarette. Fuck! I was supposed to say, in between those two parts, that now I only have 35 cents left, and I just smoked my last cigarette, which would have made it a real Sophie's Choice kind of broke, but we had that 10-minute break, and I've been drinking, so... There's 70% of the joke, I guess. I make sandwiches now for a living, and for that reason, it really kind of pisses me off when I see, like, Subway calls their employees sandwich artists. That's bullshit. Think real hard about the last time you ate at Subway. Did that taste like art to you? 4 cheese triangles and 5 identical slices of turkey-flavored gelatin? I don't think so. That's not art. Art has passion involved. I'm not talking about rubbing one out into the mayonnaise type of passion. But like, it's got some heart. There's some content to it. I sliced off the tip of my thumb making my art. I'm talking about real art. I'm talking about the bittersweet anguish of a first love lost, rendered painstakingly in Italian dressing and banana peppers. That's art. And sandwiches are my favorite medium to work in, even more than comedy, because for one thing, drunk assholes like sandwiches. For another thing, the impermanence of the medium is something that always appealed to me. Because I've worked so hard on these creations, then they're taken by strangers, eaten, digested, and pooped. How like life? That would be the part where people would laugh, you know, ideally. That wasn't patronizing at all. Yo, Adam, can I borrow that pedal? I just need like 1 or 2 laughs, and I'll just play that shit back. That would have been a good one to record. All right. So I think a lot about time travel because I'm a huge nerd and I don't have that much to do. I think about, because I mean, we do live in the future. A round of applause if you've ever had a tattoo removed. All right. Yeah, Joe Bryan, right? Oh, yeah. Joe Bryan had a smiley face tattooed over his actual face, but he got it removed because he figured it was redundant. No, but tattoos, you know how tattoos get removed these days? Tattoos get removed with lasers. Laser tattoo removal, you believe that shit? Luke Skywalker had a laser hand removal. We live in the fucking future. Thank you. One thing that I always wondered about, I wonder this about like the distant future, you know? Will people still have the same dumb arguments that we have now? Like, I don't know where you guys stand on the Second Amendment, and frankly, I don't give even the remotest trace of a shit. But I wonder if I were to go to the future right now, and go to, would there be like a pro-space gun rally that I'd be at? Like, you'd see some guy floating at a podium being like, "You can have my plasma cannon when you pry it from my cold, dead, cybernetic fingers." Thank you. Truth be told, I always wanted to say the word plasma cannon and have people clap. That's the only reason I wrote that joke, and that is the God's honest truth. I think about time traveling to the past. People always say, if you ask them like what they would do if they could travel through time, people always like, "Oh yeah, I'd go back and kill Hitler. I'd go back and save JFK." Forgetting the fact that, like, all right, even allowing for the fact you could travel through time, what else does that allow you to do? Like, all right, let's say, poof, it's fucking 1938, you're in Berlin. He's a world leader. What the fuck are you gonna do? And I mean, let's even take the language barrier away. Okay, you're in fucking Dallas in 19 whatever. Like, go save Kennedy. You have $20, like, what do you have in your wallet? You have $20 bills that won't be printed for another 40 fucking years. You have a debit card, a cell phone that won't work because they haven't even invented satellites yet. How would you even find the fucking book depository without Googling it? So I ruled out the obvious politically correct answers to what would you do if you could travel through time, and I thought about just shit I'd like to witness. Like, I'd like to witness the first time somebody ordered a Long Island iced tea. Because that's not somebody having an average day. That's either someone they're having like a gold-plated sex robot day, that kind of a good day, or they're having like a Volkswagen shareholder on D-Day bad type of day. That's not a healthy mindset that goes, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna have my normal vodka, gin, rum, tequila drink. What the hell? Splash some fucking triple sec in there." I'd like to meet the first person who ordered a Hawaiian pizza. What fucking pizzeria even had pineapple? Like, ham I could see, but who the fuck? Oh yeah, you want to go down to Fonzarelli's on 24th Street? Yeah, they make a mean fucking upside down cake. Shit doesn't make sense to me. One thing I thought I'd also like to see if I could travel back in time. A round of applause if you remember who Billy Mays was. Everybody, Billy Mays. A personal hero of mine. Billy Mays made some poor decisions. He died of a heart problem, that was supposed to be related to, allegedly it had relations to his frantic use of cocaine, which I always thought was weird because I had him pegged more of an oxy man myself. But I would like to, probably more than anything else I've said, I'd like to be able to travel back in time to go back to like Billy Mays' first job interview. Like when the man was really just getting the ball rolling, when he truly discovered his voice. Like I'd love to just see like what could that possibly have looked like. Are you tired of having to sell your shitty products directly to stores? Are you fed up with the lack of Halloween costume ideas for chubby dudes with beards? Hi, Billy Mays here for Billy Mays, the fastest and easiest way to sell your stupid bullshit to naive housewives and stone kids who are just trying to watch Adult Swim. Here's how it works. Simply place the logo of your terrible product on the trademarked blue shirt. Then add some of our Bolivian marching powder and watch as your product flies off the shelves. Because he did cocaine. Oh man. What's her face over there? She called out Elliot earlier for being a brony. I could see it, but you missed. Right here. I'm a big fan of that show. I'm a big fan, unabashed, unashamed fan of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And I'll tell you what, they need to change that title. They need to call that show My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Magic is also lasers, because that shit is off the charts. I swear, it's like DBZ with more hugging. It's fucking wild. Love me some ponies. Love me some ponies. On the topic of horses, I got a couple more for you, then I'm going to wrap it up, because I think you're all as eager to get the fuck out of here as I am. There's too many dartboards around here, and I got a real big head, so I'm nervous as it is. Seriously, how many fucking dartboards does one place need? Y'all training ninjas in here? Some shitty ninjas by the looks of this one. But, speaking of horses, for my last birthday I got a pet seahorse, and I named it Land Biscuit. Yeah, I know. I got a parrot, and I keep it in a soundproof cage, and I have a little tape recorder that just plays NWA Straight Outta Compton on loop. So whenever I take it out, I'm like, hey, pretty bird. It goes, "Brrr, fuck the police!" That's a good note to leave on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to I want to get serious for a second. So, if you can calm your hysterics for one moment. What the fuck? Y'all heard that, right? Okay, just making sure. No, I really do want to get serious for a second. I wanted to thank all of you guys for coming out, even if you're not here for me, which probably odds are you're not. But I wanted to thank everybody who came out, everybody who supports this local scene. I wanted to thank Rich especially and everybody at NEPA Scene for everything they do. I mean, we used to sit around like 3 years ago and bitch that nobody was doing what you're doing, man, and I really wanted to tell you that, like, honestly, this is a great thing. There's so much talent. There's so much talent around here. I mean, the name of this open mic, it's true facts. NEPA really does got talent, and I mean, I love all you guys on that creative grind, and I'm honored to share it with you. Thank you all. Have a good night.